Hello everybody, welcome to another vlog. I wanted to record me driving, but the new car does not have the same type of ledges and stuff like that on the dashboard that the old one had, and so the clamp that I normally use to trap my phone in place wouldn't fit anywhere, as well as this other thing that I bought before that is just not working, so I'm gonna have to go and get something else so I can at the very least put my navigation up when I'm driving someplace I've never been to before, which I might have to do sometime early July. Anyway, so yeah, now you can enjoy the ride that I took by staring at the sky and listening to the amazing car noises in the background. It is a 3-cylinder, so occasionally it may roar a bit. And my brother tells me that's because of the 3 cylinders, and at the time that they made these engines, they didn't really know how to do 3-cylinder engines properly, apparently. I don't know. He told me a whole story about that last weekend. And that is why it's making so much noise. I do like the sound though, because I know exactly when I'm giving gas, because I can hear the rumbling under the hood, and that's how I know the engine is still going. But okay, fine. So I've been driving around with it for a while. It's doing well. So so far I'm happy with the new car. I haven't really had any issues with it. Only thing is I'm still trying to get to the transmission stick, the gear shift in the old location. So occasionally I'll want to quickly shift gears and then I'm just grasping in the air. But we'll get used to that eventually. Other than that, it is today the 5th of June. I have 2 more days of work coming up on Monday and Tuesday, and that'll be the last day that I've worked at this current company. And then it's on to the next one. So for the past few weeks, ever since I made the announcement that I was going to go somewhere else, I've been making sure that all documentation's up to date. I've been noting all the stuff that I do and checking if everything has been described, because there were a few things that I just did out of my own initiative and was never actually put to paper, so I put that to paper as well, or rather through virtual document. And I've been trying to get certain people to take over certain aspects of my work, because I think they're not going to replace me fully. It's going to be one of the 2 tasks that I have is going to be somebody else coming in to do that. Hopefully there is a job opening for it now, and the other half they're going to have to divide over other people in the company, and I'm not sure if people are going to be doing as good of a job as I would hope them to do. But then again, it's their business. That's up to them. I'm going to be working on the next job to do the best I can over there. So, moving on. Nothing much is happening here. The weather is definitely getting better though, even though today is kind of overcast. The past few days have been very sunny. We've also had a little bit of rain, and the little garden plot that I have is doing very well, looking very lush. So I'm probably going to be seeing some produce coming from there. I think I've seen a few early beans already. They weren't like developed yet. I just saw like the shape of the bean, so I'm gonna have to water it extra to make sure that they have enough water to fully develop. And that also goes for the beets that I have, and of course the potatoes that are still in the ground, other things that I've planted that rely on there being a lot of water. I have to make sure to give extra water to the garden this week. Since it's gotten warmer, I've also made sure to shear the dog again, just like I did on the other video, but this time I wasn't on the actual table, I just did that on the floor. I know it hasn't been too long since I uploaded the video of me actually trimming her hair, but her hair had already grown quite long since then. I think it was at least like, well, about a good 3 inches, I think. So now I've kind of taken it down to a couple of millimeters, at least along the back and the chest area. The paws are a bit of an issue because she doesn't want me to come near with the trimmers to the paws, so I'm going to have to try and surprise her a couple of times, try and get the legs to look a little bit less alien to the rest of her body, because right now she has a very short hairdo like across her back and her neck and stuff like that, but then the paws are still fluffy looking, so it's looking a bit like a reverse poodle type of thing. So I mean, it doesn't bother her, but it just looks weird, so I'm gonna have to fix that. So that's what's going on with the dog. Meanwhile, I was still looking for more sewing patterns, because I showed that one in the other video where I went and found one at the thrift store, but I wanted more than that. So we went looking online, and there were a surprising amount of sewing patterns available, all from 1 or 2 companies still, because I don't think it's super popular, but I think it's going to get more popular because more and more people will probably want to save some money on clothes Anyway, so I found a whole bunch of them, and some of them were very interesting. A lot of them were just your plain average clothes that you would expect, but there were a few that would allow you to make historical costumes, which I thought was very interesting. I'm definitely going to order a few of those, like medieval dresses and how to make capes, how to make a costume that looks like Robin Hood or something along those lines, which I wouldn't really want to do the tunic for, but I was interested in the cowl that he was wearing, like the cowl with the hood. And those are kind of simple, like relatively simple, because back then they didn't make super complicated clothes, but they also had like Edwardian dresses, Victorian dresses, the very detailed type of dresses that rich women would wear in like a castle or even just like in period dramas. Those are very difficult, at least I think they're very difficult. They definitely take a lot more time and attention to detail. Maybe if I've got a little bit more experience with sewing in general, that I might try my hand at one of those. Not sure if that's ever going to happen, but it also made me wonder if it would also be fun to try and start a new hobby as a costume sewer or something. But then, of course, I need a lot of practice before I can even offer that service. First of all, I need to make some clothes for myself. And that means I need to figure out how to work that sewing machine that I have. It's a simple model. It's kind of like a travel version of a sewing machine. It's not a super heavy duty Singer or anything like that. So maybe if I get like super enthusiastic about sewing and I've used this machine for a while and I start running into limitations, I might go and get a more official model, but we'll wait until I'm actually at that level. So for now, I'm going to try to work with that simple one. And I'm not sure how quickly I'm going to run into those limitations, because it is quite simple. But even if it is simple, I still don't know how it works, so I'm going to have to figure that out first. That's going to take a while, so I'll probably end up messing up a lot of the fabric that I bought to try and make stuff with, which is not going to be a huge loss because I got them at the secondhand store. But still, yeah, I'm going to have to do some practicing, and hopefully one day I'll be able to show you guys the very first thing that I've made that actually looks like clothing. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed staring at the sky while I talk about random things that happened during the week. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying healthy and staying safe. I'll see you next time or at one of the streams. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.